Just joking, everybody. We're good. Okay. There you go. Okay, anyway. Alrighty. Here we are. Let's do this. What do we got on the agenda today? We're gonna see. Okay. So last video we talked about humility. I don't know if you can hear me very much, but if you can or if you can't, that's fine. Oh yeah, I wanted to do something real quick. Okay, just give me a minute, y'all. Maybe we should bring this down a little bit. Is anybody out there? Stay Friday? I think so. Anymore? Channel. Hello everyone tuning in. Where are you from? Make sure you drop a like. Mention where you're from if you're stopping in quick. My channel, we talk about life and bullshit, so let's talk about some bullshit. Hi, how's it going? Where are you from? I'm doing good. How are you? A little aggressive there. Sorry. Should maybe tone it back a little bit. Kind of in an aggressive mood right now. How's it over there? Hello, how's it going, Gary? Long time no see. The internet might be a little slow. Let me know if it starts glitching out, because I will switch over. Anyway, you know that. Hopefully it doesn't. Nina? Thank you. The topic for tonight. I was gonna make it on humility again, but I usually let the audience decide what the topic's gonna be. I find it works out better that way. there's this little boy, I seen a video about it, and he had a pet moth, and he named it Mothew. Mothew. So cute. Let's talk about something I'm passionate about right now. Okay, so something I'm passionate about would be transitioning in life to a new phase in my life. I don't want to say too much because I'm always worried about, okay, whatever, it's fine. I'm leaving my job, okay, everybody? I'm changing my job. I put my notice in. I'm done here. I'm going somewhere else. I think life is about loops. So what makes a loop? So okay, so is a loop something that, because people always want change, right? So to be ever changing, I feel like the ever changing comes from within ourselves. And if we're not changing within ourselves, then we are going to find ourselves bored eventually with the mundane loop that we live in our reality. So it doesn't matter where you go, you have structure, you have a schedule. Eventually that schedule is going to be a loop. So the only things that we can change to let our external reality change would be within ourselves to break free from that loop. What's your opinion on that? Hi, how's it going? Are you from the future? Is that my friend from the future? Okay, I'm at work. I'll be right back, y'all. Just give me a second here. Actually, y'all can come with me. Seeing the life of Julia. Here we go. And we're back. Yup. It's probably cutting out because my service sucks. It's okay. We don't judge, right? We don't judge. Okay. Yes, I know you're from the future, my friend. I remember you. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. What about the physiological response loop? Like in order to stay strong, in order to stay strong muscles, you need to be in the gym. Loop. Okay, so how do you feel about this loop though? Can you give me more information? Like, is this loop a positive or a negative thing in your life? Or is it more like a stagnation kind of thing? Oh, we crave loops. So you're wanting to crave. Okay. Physiological response is what manifests into our reality. So we crave loops. Yeah, but how do you feel about the loop? Some people do really well with routine. So because we are humans and we seek patterns out, okay. So what about like the evolution of a loop? So I mean, like, I don't think we crave loops that leave us in the same spot. I feel like we crave loops that bring us change eventually, whether it be physically, whether it be mentally, whether it be emotionally. I do believe we crave loops for sure, and routine and structure. Like, it's, yes, it is an addiction, but it's also, it's safety for your brain, right? Your body's always trying to keep you safe. Therefore, patterns of what it recognizes is your default setting. I'm good. How are you? Yeah, because like that's the main point of our nervous system, is to keep us safe. However, I've got to experience both sides of that fence. So like I've been in loops that have makes you feel like your world goes upside down if you stay the same for too long. On the other hand, a loop, like going to the gym, you see a physical change. Sorry, to give me 2 seconds here. I'm so sorry. I hate doing this, but I also think that we crave loops for a sense of belonging. That's good. We're done. We're done with that now. So not only is it safety, I think it's a sense of belonging. I think it's also identity. It's something that you can build upon your identity. And identity crisis is, that's like when someone has an idea of the world and you have a conflicting view. You guys aren't fighting because you disagree. It turns into a fight because your opposing view means that they no longer know where they sit in this world. If you make some good points where they're like, okay, yeah, if you're over 30, people are more likely to completely reject anything that is opposing, even if it has good points of truth, due to their identity and how they've shaped themselves around these beliefs. Instead of shaping beliefs around who they are as an individual. Yes, that's what I meant to say. I've done a lot of work on my beliefs though as an individual. I'm very happy that I'm not indoctrinated. Like, I'm not indoctrinated by religion. I'm not indoctrinated by history. I don't really have a whole lot of like strong feelings towards things. Therefore, I remain unbiased. Like, I can see both sides of the fence, and I believe that humility needs to be at the root of all that, to be able to really see the perspective through every lens. Okay, then, to play the devil. Are our loops our own creation, or are we literally brainwashed into following a path that repeats? Like TV, radio, media. I do believe that there is. So TV and media is something that is like brain numbing, right? It allows you to distract yourself so you can live in a reality other than your own. Is that enticing? 100% that is enticing. Because life is stressful, and if I could live in someone else's reality for a minute, I mean, cool. However, because then you start forming beliefs and structuring your personality around this alter ego reality that you escape in, right? I do this in a different way because I don't watch TV and I don't listen to the radio, or I don't follow any influencer. I just am who I am. Therefore, the way I escape at times is through scenarios. So I always feel like I'm prepared for anything because I play out scenarios in my head of possibilities, and then I come up with a solution before it happens. So that's another form of escapism, but just like TV, that's what the same thing that's kind of happening. And my phone's at 7%. Shoot. Okay. I have a charger. Oops. Jeez Louise. 2 seconds. Okay, we're back. And we're back. Oh, Whoop, whoop. I wish these little highlight moments, like I could click them before I say something intuitive, but then I don't, so it doesn't get highlighted. But yeah, that'd be a cool feature to have afterwards if you could watch your live and highlight it. Hello. Okay, so something spiritual up. There's pulling strings called God, if you will. Okay, so I mean, like, let's say. Oh shit. Why is that not working? Okay, I'm just kidding. Okay. Let's say, yes, I do agree with you there. If you keep getting pulled back to a certain direction or a certain calling, yes, I do believe that God is going to always redirect you back into alignment and where you're supposed to go. Because if you have something within you that you're supposed to share, yes. That being said, you don't always have to answer that call. And so when you're saying like the loop, like where are you being pulled back to? I need more information. Is this like a path that you want to avoid or that you don't have much pleasure out of doing? Or it doesn't seem sustainable? Guy that comments, okay, so if someone goes radio silence on you, for one, that's probably something in their relationship. Oh my bloody god. Okay, give me a second, peeps, my peeps. Okay, you're coming with me because I'm working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't envy me. Okay. Anywho. So either like, hold on, just give me 2 seconds here. I just gotta go deal with this. Yeah, a minute. Oops, nope. Okay. And we're back. Sorry about that. So many sorries. So many. Okay. It's okay. And always nothing wrong. But when I try new paths, they collapse. All paths immediately pays dividism. Okay. I think you're right about realignment and where you're supposed to be. Then the ... Then the what question is our simply God's slaves and in no choice, as in no choice, as in robotic behavior, as in we are his little bitches. That's funny. Okay. Thank you, thank you. I like my hair too. Okay, so no, okay. Wait. Let's think about this. Let's break it down. Some of us don't really get a choice in life. That's only to some of us. I was actually going to make a channel called the path a little less chosen, and it's going to be talking about, like, if you think about it, you got to be brave enough to break out of the robotics. So yes, it pays you right away because it's something that's familiar. You've already established yourself into the old ways. Establishing yourself into something new takes time and dedication. 10 years to be exact. I would say 10 years of, like, serious, yeah. Before, like, you can establish yourself and have that be something that can immediately pay you. I don't know what you're asking for. Anyway, moving on. Let's go back to the question here. So question is, are we simply God's slaves, no choice, as in robotic? I need more information, Gary. I'm not sure. Seeing my old friend I haven't seen. Oh yes, okay. Okay, so hold on, wait. Back to your question. Okay, what you're saying. Okay. Let's think of, oh shoot, I gotta plug my phone in. Oh no, don't die on me. Okay. Okay. We should be okay. Right? We're good. Okay. If your friends randomly stop talking to you and you've known them for 6 years, A, either they got into a fight about you and you were the issue, or B, there is no B. I'm sorry. There is no B. I mean, like, it's one of them got jealous about you with, like, probably his, I don't know. Yeah. Or B, maybe you're just, like, a really shitty friend. Showing. Oh my God, Lord help me. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. Just give me a second. My phone's gonna die. I gotta leave you up here. I'm sorry. I swear on my life, I'm gonna fucking murder people one day. I'm gonna murder people. I'm gonna murder people. It's not right now. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Like, I didn't really mean that. Anyway, thank you. I'm not disrespecting God. Honestly, you can't disrespect God. Like, I really, okay. Yo, my relationship with God, that's who raised me, okay? I was on my own at 13. You want to know how many times I've asked God if I was his little bitch? So many. God has a wonderful sense of humor. So never, ever, ever doubt. We also have a very humorous God, okay? It's not disrespectful. If anything, it's more like something to chuckle about, because we know in our hearts that God does not have it out for us. And there's a lesson that needs to be learned. Okay, you wanna go, Mickey? Fuck's at 5%. Give me a second. Oh. Sorry. You guys are all lovely souls. You know that, for being so patient with me. I just want you to know how much I appreciate you all. Okay? Just know that. She was with her mama, and I guess I gotta face the fact and real possibility that I might be worth keeping as a friend. I know you're... Oh, buddy, come on now. That's not fair. Okay, no, I'm just saying, like, usually this has nothing to do with you as an individual, but two people as a couple who have not worked out their insecurities. Okay, so like, this is what I mean, but I don't do jealousy unjustifiedly, okay? Because like, I'm a trustworthy person, and if someone doesn't trust me, that is the hugest disrespect and slap in the face for me as an individual. Why? Because I know I'm loyal. Okay, that being said, it is never a personal thing when a couple is having their domestics. You don't want to be involved in their domestics. I'm just saying. You don't do domestics, and keep it that way. So if you exiting that dynamic, it's actually better for you. That's God's redirection, because who wants to deal with that bullshit anyway? They're already dealing with it. Go let them do it by themselves. Like, don't put it on you. It's nothing to do with you. Nothing at all. But you see how other people's unhealedness affects other people? It's not a personal thing. Just know you're the fucking shit, And like, if you don't like it, make sure also, hey, let's do this. So maybe this is God reflecting back to you a scenario where you were with somebody and you got jealous and made them cut someone out of their life. And now you get to see what it feels like being on the other end of the table. Roles have been reversed. So just make sure you look yourself in the mirror real quick before you judge yourself, and before you, and like how you judge yourself, for one. And make sure you haven't been on either side of that coin, okay? Okay. I hope you're still on here. Okay. Here's an example. I can't tip you for the bit of perspective. Sorry. I can't tip you for the bit of perspective on my issue. So your side gig can't make money, but you should be able to generate funds even to buy new gear. Okay, so for one, you have to have boundaries. If you know that you're an avoidant in general, one way that I would approach it would be like, hey, this love bombing, don't act like, if you're an avoidant, don't act like you don't love bomb either, motherfucker. Okay, for one. Because you absorb it and you play into it until you reach your threshold and you're at max capacity, and then you run in the other direction. Okay, so let's all be accountable from all sides. So is she really love bombing you and running, or are you just accepting and playing into the love bombing and then taking off? So just remember, you form your reality, okay? So like I look at reality kind of like it's the variables, right? So you got to figure out how to be, obviously from your authenticity. So always make sure you're coming from a genuine place, right? But you have to be genuine in your self-respect, and you have to be rooted in what you believe as an individual. Okay, one second here. Side gig usually is a morally questionable area that it's not blood money usually. Okay, one. Oh yeah, Gary's case. I can't tip you for effective on my issues, so that your side gig can't make money, but you should be able to generate funds even to buy new gear. Okay, so in regards to this, like my side gig, me doing this, I don't do this to generate money. I do this because it gives me a different kind of wealth. It gives me a energetic wealth. There's an energetic fund that when I pour into you, I also get poured into. When I tap into that fund will be when it's time to tap into that fund. So like it really depends on what you consider wealth, right? Because wealth isn't the money that you got. Wealth is your character, inherited assets, and your resources. How resourceful are you? I would say that's actual wealth. Because if you have those three things in good standing, you can sustain yourself no matter where you go. think a side gig should be done in steps. You have a bigger perspective of where you're going to be able to sustain yourself. But a side gig, you have to introduce slowly into what you're already doing so that you can transition from something that is sustainable into something new that is now sustainable. You can't just make a switch at a drop of a dime. It's not going to be something that's overnight. It's going to take consistency. It's going to take effort. It's going to take showing up even when you don't want to. And even when you see no results, you still got to show up anyway. Oh my God, somebody please. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's go back. Avoid himself. She side gig usually is a morally questionable area, but it's not blood money usually. I've done both. Okay, so when you say reliant on somebody else, let's say at one point in your life you did a lot of favors for people. And now when you go to people, yes, you can't guarantee that those people are going to be able to pull through and give you a favor back. Okay, yes. But that's how you got to get really good at discerning who you're doing business with and their track record for being in good standing in their own life, right? So, but that's not being reliant on anybody else. That's just asking for, so I do a lot of favors. So when I do something for somebody, I always say, don't worry about it, get me back later. Why? Because there's going to come a time where I'm going to need them. And they're going to have to pull through. Okay, for sure. Before I leave, I'll come stop in, Gary, because I put my notice in here. So I will be leaving. See you, Gary. Nice talking with you. Thanks for stopping in. Okay, hold on. So the guy that comments, okay, hold on. I'm a little confused over your situation. Okay, so you had a friend, you knew them for 6 years, stopped talking for 8 years. Were they in a relationship for that 8 years? And is this one individual or is this two individuals? I need to... They were probably in a relationship, probably ended because they asked for my number before I parted. Wait, they were probably in a relationship? Probably ended because they asked. Okay, so it's two people. And when you say before you parted, you're talking about the most recent time? Even though I had theirs saved the whole time. Okay, that's okay. Sometimes people... I'm bad for that. I'm probably the worst. I'll call myself out on this one. Oh my God, Lord help me. Okay. Y'all, I gotta go. I'm sorry. This is a really busy night for me, but I will pick this up at another time, okay? I love you all. See you. Bye.